Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Adventure Time collection from my brand Pampered Polishes. So this collection includes 6 neons and a white crelly with neon glitter. These polishes will be available April 6th at PolishCon and then 2 weeks later, April 20th on my site. In the description box below, I will link my site, my Instagram page, as well as my swatching Instagram page, where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So we do have 7 polishes in total to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Wrap Your Legs Around Me, and this is a white crelly base loaded with a bunch of all the different colored neon glitters. So here's our first coat of Wrap Your Legs Around Me, and this is pretty streaky on this first coat. Formula I think is pretty good though, not too thick or too thin, easy to use. You don't get a boatload of glitter out, but it does need 3 coats and the glitter will build up in 3 coats very nicely. I also think the glitter that you do get is pretty easy to spread out evenly and get them to go where you want them to go. So here's our second coat, and that's building up well in 2 coats, but I do have a couple of darker spots, so I am going to go in for a third coat. I also do have little man sitting right next to me coloring, so if we hear babbling and stuff, that's what's happening. So there is 2 coats, and here is our third coat, and that does cover completely in 3 coats for me. This one will dry down slightly dull and definitely textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this one off. There's not too much glitter in here and nothing that's too small, so it's not going to be super difficult to remove, but it's definitely not going to be as easy as a plain cream would be. So there's 3 coats. So up next we have You're Fired Ya Butt, and this is a bright pink neon base and it's full of blue neon glitters. So here's our first coat of You're Fired Ya Butt. So this covers pretty well here on this first coat. It's not completely opaque, so I am going to build it up with a second coat. The formula in this is really good, very smooth, easy to apply, no running or pulling or staining. You also get a good amount of these glitters out without having to do any kind of swirling or fishing or anything like that into the bottle. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. This one is going to dry down pretty textured and definitely a little bit dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. And these are micro glitter in here, so this one is definitely going to be difficult to remove, as well as the rest of everything else in this collection. I would recommend a peel-off base coat if you don't like that. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Makin Bacon Pancakes, and this is a bright orange neon glitter full of bright neon green glitter. Here's our first coat of Makin Bacon Pancakes. So this one also covers pretty well here on this first coat. Again, it's not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. My camera makes it seem more opaque than it is. This is definitely not close to a 1-coater. Also, with some of these colors that have the lighter colored glitters in them, my camera wasn't picking them up either. So like you can see them in this view, but you can see them really well in person as well, as opposed to how terrible it kind of looks in the video. Anyway, this is completely opaque in 2 coats. Again, it's going to dry down textured, so a glossy top coat to seal this off, and then a peel-off base coat if you don't like messing with removing glitter. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Shoo Fly, Get Off My Apple Pie, and this is a bright highlighter yellow neon crelly, and it's full of neon blue glitter. So here's our first coat of Shoo Fly, Get Off My Apple Pie. So this one also covers pretty good on the first coat. Obviously this one is the yellow, and it's going to be pretty sheer to work with. Formula on this is good though, smooth, easy to apply, good amount of glitter, easy to spread out. They're all pretty much the same. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may want to go in for a third coat of this, but I didn't have any visible nail line on 2. I definitely could have gone in for a third coat to get some more glitter out though. This one, like the rest of them, will dry textured and dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and removal is going to be a little bit troublesome, but it's glitter. So there is 2 coats. next we have That Is an Interesting Response, and this is a bright neon green crelly full of neon yellow glitter. So here's our first coat of That Is an Interesting Response. So this one is in more of a jelly base instead of a crelly base. I've done so many neon greens in the past, couple years that I wanted to do something different. So to make this yellow glitter stand out a little bit better, I did have to make this base color a little bit more sheer. So this one is definitely going to take 3 coats to build up to opacity. The formula on this I think is still good, easy to work with, no running or pulling or staining with this one either. You get a good amount of glitter out, again, without having to do any kind of swirling or fishing for those glitter. So here is our third coat, and that does cover completely in 3 coats. This one is also, just like the rest of them, going to dry down dull and a little bit textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. And it is glitter once again, so you will want either a peel-off base coat or pure acetone when removing. So there is 3 coats. Up next we have Tough Tootin Baby, and this is a neon blue full of neon pink glitter. So here's our first coat of Tough Tootin Baby. This covers pretty well on the first coat. It's not completely opaque, so I am going to build it up with a second coat. I did want to go ahead and be completely transparent that for some reason I have these little tiny flecks of blue pigment throughout these polishes, the blue polish anyway. It doesn't affect application, like it's not going to smear throughout the polish, but they are there. So I wanted to go ahead and note that this one will be $2 cheaper than anything else in the collection until I have a new batch of this. I didn't want to throw away the entire batch, if that makes sense. So until I have a new batch of this, this one is going to be $2 cheaper for that reason. But same formula, same finish, same everything, completely opaque, and 2 coats. So there is 2 coats. And lastly for today we have My Glob, and this is a neon purple full of neon yellow glitter. And here's our first coat of My Glob. So this covers pretty well on the first coat, not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Baby's being really noisy, and I don't know if I'm just now noticing him or if he's been this way the entire time, and I'm sorry. But you get a good amount of glitter out. I love how this one turned out. This is easily one of my favorites of the collection, which is a total surprise for me. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. Again, this one is going to dry down textured and dull, so a nice glossy top coat to finish this off. If you don't like removing glitter, you will want a peel-off base coat. Pure acetone does work just as nicely as well. So there is 2 coats. So my favorite of this collection is Wrap Your Legs Around Me. I love a white crelly. I really like what I did here. God, that sounds so narcissistic. I really like this collection. I put a lot of thought in like contrasting glitters and trying to match things up, but overall the white is going to win my heart. It's got all of the neon colors in it, and I have a thing for white crellies, so Wrap Your Legs Around Me is my favorite. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.